Hi everyone, Rajee Narinesingh here, transgender activist, author, and actress. And you probably recognize me from the reality show Botched on the E Network. Oh, come on, you all know my spiel. So I'm coming to you from my very humble home here in Hollywood, Florida, USA. And, you know, I feel like there are people in our life's journey that at different points in time act like angels, like living angels for us, whether it's coming to our aid in a situation or giving us a message. And sometimes these people are even strangers, that are there for you. And it's just like, you just feel like, wow, this is special. This is divine. So, I was probably about 23, 24. I had moved to South Florida a few years before. And I was trying to get myself on my feet. At the time, I was staying with my aunt in Miami. And across the street, there was a lady named Rosie. So I was working, but I hadn't been able to get a car yet. So I was taking the bus back and forth to work. And it was a little bit of a walk to the bus stop. And I would see Rosie out in her yard and we'd wave to each other, say hello. And even we had like moments where we'd have conversation. And this one particular day, I'm coming from work and Rosie's in her yard and she calls me over. So she's like, listen, I gotta share this with you. She says, I'm very spiritual and I sometimes get messages. And she's like, I hope this isn't going to turn you off. And I'm like thinking, no, because I'm very spiritual too. So anyway, she's like, I had a vision about you. And she looks at me and she says, you know, one day you are going to be famous. So I look at her and she's like, many people will know about you. And she says, not just here in America. She says, around the world. Now, she says, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. She says, I don't know if it's going to be because of a talent of yours or a situation that you have or a combination of both. But she said, it's going to happen. She says, you will be well known. You will have notoriety this lifetime. So I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, okay. And in the moment, it was a positive message to me. It was inspirational. I was inspired. But I don't know at that point if I quite believed it. I thought, well, I guess we'll see. And I was in my early 20s trying to get myself on my feet and figure out what I was going to do and just dealing with a lot of things. So life went on. And boy, did life go on. So many things happened. Oh my God. And Rosie ended up moving. She moved to Puerto Rico. So I lost contact with her. And like I said, life went on. And I would say about 20 years later, I am 44 years old, and that's when my story went viral. Literally overnight, my story was all around the world. And it was a momentum thing because even though my story had gone viral, uh, you know, I wouldn't say I was being recognized out in public yet. But then the talk show stuff happened, and I think I was literally featured on probably about 30 different shows around the world that featured my story, and magazines, and the online gossip sites, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then reality TV happened. That was about 2014, so I'm now older. I'm like 47. Oh, I'm giving my age away. You never ask a girl how old she is. Oh, Lord. Anyway, hopefully you all can't do math that well. Anyway, so when reality TV happened, when I tell you it went to a whole other level. After my first episode appeared on Botch, literally the next day, Oh my God, my inboxes were flooded on my social media. And then as the show aired around the world, messages were coming in from all over. Like, I mean, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, Australia, India, Europe. I mean, literally all over the world. So it's been a roller coaster. Oh my God. And I do feel blessed because it really has enabled me to do my activism on such a broader scope. So anyway, recently in the last year, I remembered Rosie. Now through the years, I thought about her, but like with everything happening and everything that I had gone through, I kind of like forgot about Rosie a little bit. And then I remembered her this past year, and I remembered what she said to me, and I was like, oh my God, she was right. I mean, she didn't know how it was going to happen, but she said this lifetime it would happen. And then I started to feel like, oh God, I wish I could connect with her again. But mind you, she had moved to Puerto Rico 20 years ago, and I didn't know if she was still alive. I didn't know if she was still in Puerto Rico. I didn't have her last name to look her up on social media. All I knew her by was Rosie. So, over the last, I would say, year, I was sharing the story with a few of my friends, and I just had this yearning to connect with Rosie again. And I had said that more than a couple times, like probably about 4 or 5 times. Like, I wish I could connect with Rosie again. Ah! You know the saying, ask and it shall be given? Oh my God. About 2 weeks ago, I'm on Facebook and I post something, and right away, someone comments on it. Now, a lot of times, we're all busy, life is busy, you post something and then you're on to the next thing. But the timing was so divine because as soon as I posted, bing, the comment came up. So I'm like, oh, who's commenting? So I see Rosemary. I'm like, Rosemary? Okay, maybe it's one of my, wonderful supporters that follow me. So I read it and it says, I hope you remember me. It's Rosie, Ms Rosie. I used to live on 95th Street across from your aunt's house. And then she sends another message. She's like, oh, please think hard. Please remember. I'm like thinking, please think hard. Please remember. Of course I know who you are. Oh my God. I sent her a message right away. I inboxed her my telephone number. She was calling me and we talked for about an hour and like really caught each other, up with our lives because, she had been through a lot and I had been through a lot, and it was just like, wow. So guess what? She tells me, oh, I moved back from Puerto Rico. And oh, I live in Hollywood, Florida. I'm like, Hollywood, Florida, that's where I am. Oh my God. Literally, Rosie is like 15 minutes away from me. So this past Monday night, she invited me to dinner. I went over, I saw one of her daughters. Oh, it was great seeing her. And I met her granddaughter. And we had a wonderful dinner and just had a really good time together. At the end, she pulls out a little box and she says, this is for you. And she gave me this beautiful elephant necklace that I've had on my neck ever since. Oh my God. I just had to share this. And it's one of those things, I know you all can relate to, like, you had a connection with someone, you lost contact with them, many years went by, and then you reunite, and it's like this excited feeling like, oh my God, how have you been, and what's been going on, and you just, the connection, because life has a way of just, it happens, things happen, and like I said, I didn't even know if she was still on the planet, if she was still here. So all of that, just feeling all of that. Anyway, I had to share that. That's the latest, and it's been pretty exciting. Love, peace, and blessings. Mm-hmm.